Hello world, good day and good game to you all. This week we got a new number 1 on the Ice Maiden leaderboard just as expected. Last week a lot of Season 3 hype happened and Nexon is setting up crazy goals again for the early access of Season 3. But first let's look at all the other fun stuff that happened. The new skins for Albion's indie band have been released and we've already got some nice coloring for that. Here's Ajax looking like Thor, that's a nice one, or KEELAN looking like Luke Cage, that's also very nice. You can do a lot of stuff with that. On the Ice Maiden leaderboard there has been some movement and obviously new ways to farm her. Our new hero is Kyle, he can have his lucky one shot in less than 3 seconds, pushing Serena from her throne. But also LEPIC got a second faster, but Valby did not, so she lost a place. Also KEELAN and Freyna got a little bit faster, climbing up some places. Hailey did a really big change, just like Viessa did. We can see they're up to 1 minute faster than last week. We will look into their builds later this week. At the Summer Game Fest, the trailer and date for Nell has been announced, which is also the day when Season 3 starts. August the 7th will be the day when Nell becomes a Descendant and some other not so important content updates, I guess. Watch the trailer, it is linked in the description. A new bug you may have seen is that receiving rewards may cause that the Albion special dispatch event pop-up cannot be closed anymore. This should be fixed with the patch that we just got. Still not fixed and therefore a long time now are the translations for components in some languages. Some of them claim to give shield, which they don't, so better switch to English or look up the description somewhere. And if you have an Intel CPU 13th or 14th generation and the game crashes often with some out of video memory error message, then your CPU may be one of those with high voltage and high heat problems. There's a link in the description with more details and that shows if your CPU has that problem or not. But right now there's no fix for that. And as always, there are some locations on the map where you make rappels through and get lost in the void. And as always, we look at some of the votes on problems, solutions and other interesting questions. One idea was to buy only parts of an outfit like the head or body separately. Recently they already detached the skin from other items bundled with it and this would be one more step into that direction. But right now skins and models are one piece, so it would also mean some technical change for the game. Similar thoughts about the makeup, it should be more individual than it is right now. And 2 hints on animations and emotes which we all have but not able to use all the time. There are still some emotes that are not available in Photomode and when teleporting. It is really strange that we are not allowed to use all of them all the time. Another vote about what we are looking forward to in Season 3 and of course Nell wins this one, if you ignore the Gunnar trap in this vote. And while waiting for Season 3, I hope everyone is preparing for Nell, farming Catalyst and an Activator. As always, remember to not trash the Transcendent modules because you can recombine them on day 1 and easily get the new modules if you combine everything that you saved up. Speaking of waiting for Season 3, let's look at the player numbers. Only those because Nexon did not show who they banned this week. We have over 8,200 people still playing in Steam. That is not much, especially since Nexon wants 1 million people to participate in the Season 3 preview. We get to that later. Let's see if that number goes up when all the PlayStation 4 and Xbox player come around next week. And before we move on to the things that will happen this week, here's one nice cosplay setup that we have seen last week. Can you guess which character this is? Here's a hint, it's from a very successful game series which also has a movie. Also, the emote pretty much gives it away. The answer is hidden in the pinned comment and in the description. So much for last week, now we look forward into what is ahead of us. A lot of ongoing events and dates, also 3 double farm locations this week. On Thursday the Beyond Sigma sector ends, but I guess you got those rewards already. Right now we are more interested in Albion's special dispatch which continues until the 26th this month. If you reach day 12 already, then you can safely claim all those rewards. But there is a new one up there which is really important right now. You can pre-register for a demo of Season 3. There's a link in the description that takes you to the registration. Season 3 starts on 7th of August, but you can look at it almost 2 weeks earlier. Nexon tries a crazy goal of 1 million pre-registrations here, for which we all get 1 Ultimate Descendant for free. That is a high goal as we just have seen in the player count for Steam, and the reward ain't that nice in my opinion, especially when you already have all the Ultimate Descendants. How about some caliber instead, Nexon? Same deal, but useful for the good players that are here since beta testing or Season 1 release. Anyway, let's hope that all goals get done. The first ones should already be in your mailbox in Albion. And as usual, the skin contest continues until the 12th of August. You can still send in your art for the Descendant or in Fellow and win big prizes. One more thing for this week, until July you can get a nice collar, emote and a skin for Serena. Just take a small streamer on Twitch and spread joy by watching the stream for 90 minutes or more to get the drops. But watch out, the color that you get does not really look like the preview that we got. Reactor farming is very good for Esiemo and LEPIC in the classified area because this has double fire tech drops this week. INES also got a good spot in derelict covered. We will see in a minute which mission is the best to farm. Some toxic singular KEELAN can farm Moograve Basin this week because this region has double drop time too. Catalyst and Activator blueprints can be farmed any day of the week, but Sunday is surely a nice one. The Haven is a very fast mission and opening the Amorph can be done at an outpost that is very fast too. On Friday, ETA 0 returns with 2 equipment slots, 4 storage slots, 1 Catalyst blueprint and some advanced shape stabilizer. Beyond this week, there's a lot of dates to look forward to. In 1 week we will get the next bigger hotfix for external component cores and another long-term lock-in event with free stuff to claim. Also we have to say goodbye to our PlayStation 4 and Xbox One friends. The game will stop working on those consoles next week. Another Dev Live will start. They announced this last week and already collected some questions for that. But we also got our chance this week on Thursday where they want to show more stuff coming with Season 3. Season 3 comes on August the 7th, which is a Thursday, so remember to fill out your vacation form or just quit your job if you like, because Nell is more important. That's it for the events happening. Now let's look where those nice double farm locations are. All you need is this list. On the right side you can choose your descendants that you play with and that needs a new reactor. In the middle you can see each reactor that you can farm this week. They are sorted by element and archetype, which is a bit easier than the list in the game. And on the right side is a mission which is the best to farm. The stars in each mission tell you if a place is really good or not. I suggest you only farm locations with 3 or 2 stars. Locations with 1 or no star are not that good and maybe worth waiting for some better week. We will now look at each single region and how you farm the best mission there. The non-attribute fusion descendants like Valby and Yujin, they've got one nice location this week. The fortress defense line is up first with the Vulgus strategic outpost mission. It also drops toxic singular reactor. Take your Valby and run in circles as shown here. Do not kill the boss until the very end. When you're playing Enzo, Luna and Jayber and you're looking for non-attribute singular reactor, I've got 3 really good locations. First is in Stellaland Ironworks. The weapon processing facility drops non-attribute singular and adds some chill dimension to your run. Then check out Arkna Desert Vermilion Waste. The mission Vulgus Strategic Outpost gives you the non-attribute singular you're looking for and adds chill fusion reactor into the mix. Last one is in Vespers, the Ruins. The mission Destroy Temple there. This one drops non-attribute singular reactor and you also get non-attribute dimension there. If you're playing Ajax, Gley, Jayber and Valby with non-attribute dimension reactors, there are 2 good spots. Head to Vespers, the Ruins. The mission is called Destroy Temple. You'll find your non-attribute dimension reactors there, and as a bonus there's also a chance for non-attribute singular drops. Or go to Stellaland Restricted Zone. The base's power grid mission is fast and has a good drop rate. You can also expect to get some fire tech reactors there. If you're running Ajax, Kyle and Luna this week and looking for non-attribute tech reactors, you've got 3 good options. First, go to Hagios Fractured Monolith. The mission is Ruins Modification Base, which also drops fire fusion reactors. Then hop into Echo Swamp Abandoned Zone. The Environment Contamination Zone is a nice one. This one drops fire dimension reactors on the side. Next, Kingston Grand Square. The Kingston Surveillance Radar mission gives non-attribute tech plus some Orcs power components. For Blair with the Fire Dimension builds, there are 2 good missions this week. First, head to Echo Swamp Abandoned Zone. The mission Environment Contamination Zone is good for Fire Dimension and also gives you non-attribute tech drops. Then go to Vespers Timberfall. Here you want to run Timberfall Power Facility. It gives you Fire Dimension and also drops toxic tech reactors. For Serena with Fire Singular builds, there are 2 missions worth your time. One option is the mining site in Arkna Desert. It also drops some toxic fusion reactor. Another is in Kingston, the Fallen Theater. The mission Vulgus Occupied Buildings. Not only do you get singular reactors, but also chill fusion reactors. And here are your farming locations for Esiemo using a fire fusion reactor. First, head to Agna Desert Mirage Zone. The mission Vulgo Strategic Outpost is a solid choice. It also drops chill tech. Then there's Sterile Repository. The outpost gives fire fusion with electric fusion as secondary drop. Then swing by Agios Fractured Monolith. The mission Ruins Modification Base drops some fusion reactor and has some non-attribute tech mixed in. Then check out Lumberyard and Vespers. The mission Frontline Base is back and now with electric fusion as secondary drop. Now let's look at fire tech for Esiemo and LEPIC. Those have one insane spot you can farm. Go to Sterile Classified Area and look for the Biological Research Facility. Usually a location drops 2 different reactors, but this one drops only fire tech, which is like double the loot and double the fun. If you're playing Hailey and Viessa this week and you're farming chill singular reactors, you've got a lot good missions. White Knight Gulch Observatory is the first one. Run the Order Supply Warehouse mission there. You get your chill singular and electric dimension reactor. And there is traces of Colossi interceptions in the misty woods of Echo Swamp. Also a pretty nice spot, especially if you also need some toxic dimension reactor. Last mission is in Fortress Converter Facility. Look for the outposts there. Besides your chill singular, there's a chance for chill tech reactors as well. With Hailey running chill dimension builds, you've got 2 farming missions for that. Start in Agna Desert, the storage. Previous construct team quarters is one of the most juicy spots for chill builds, and you also get toxic dimension as a bonus. Also there's Ironworks in Sterile. Look for the mission Weapon Processing Facility. That one also drops non-attribute singular reactors. Sharen and Bunny mains looking for some electric fusion reactors have 3 strong spots this week. First head to Vespers, the Lumberyard. The mission Frontline Base is fast and you also get fire fusion reactors as a side drop. Or go to Agna Desert Remnant, run the Outpost Workshop to farm your electric fusion and pick up some electric dimension as well. And don't miss the Outpost in Sterile Repository, a juicy mission for electric fusion and fire fusion reactors. For Bunny and Ines with electric singular build, you've got 2 good missions to hit this week. One is in Kingston the Destruction. Run the Kingston's communications repeater there. This one drops your electric singular reactors and throws in some chill fusion on the side. Also check out Vespa's Moonlight Lake. Old Surveillance Station is the mission there. It's juicy and you get some electric dimension reactors along with your singular reactor. Now for electric dimension builds like Sharen, there are 3 nice locations. Go to Agna Desert Remnant and run the Outpost. This is your best electric dimension farming spot this week, and you also get electric fusion reactors on the side. Then check out Vespa's Moonlight Lake and the Old Surveillance Station mission, this time with electric singular as secondary drop. A third great option is White Knight Gulch Observatory. Run the Order Supply Warehouse mission. This also drops some chill singular reactor. For Ines, there is one really good double farm this week. It is an Echo Swamp derelict covered with a verdant greenery mission. This one is very efficient and only drops electric tech reactor, making it another double drop location this week. And for our beloved KEELAN on Toxic Fusion Reactor, there are 2 missions you should check out. First spot is in Agna Desert, the mining site. Run Excavation Team Directional Radar. It's a very solid mission and also has fire singular reactor. Second is an Echo Swamp, Muskeg Swamp with the mission Archi Motion Sensor. Not only do you get fusion reactor, you also pick up processor components. For KEELAN with a toxic singular build, there are 2 good missions this week. One of them is the Outpost in Fortress Defense Line. Not only gives you toxic singular, but also some non-attribute fusion reactors. Then move over to White Knight Gulch Moongrave Basin. Look for the mission called Deployment Area of Order's Forces. Another reliable source for toxic singular reactors because this is a double drop location this week. If you're playing Freyna this week and you're farming toxic tech reactors, you've got 2 good missions. One option is the Frozen Valley in Fortress. The command relay is always nice for Freyna, also drops some memory components. Or go to Vespa's Timberfall and run the Timberfall power facility there. This one drops your toxic tech reactors and throws in some fire dimension on the side. So that's it for the week. As usual, if you don't know what options to farm on your reactor, then this list surely helps, but always try to find the bottleneck in your build or use stats that are good for your playstyle. I hope you get the reactor that you're looking for. Happy farming, good luck, goodbye.